Welcome to Vancouver's West End, where I live and work and play. A remarkable thing happened to me this week. Last Friday I was in this very bed, trimming these roses, big roses, one at this corner, one at this corner, one at this corner, one at this corner. Last week they were double this size and they were just fading down. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to trim down the faded roses. And as I was trimming and putting the roses into my bucket, a woman comes up and says, hey, could I have those roses? And I said, well, there's a lot. She said, I'll go home and get a bag. So she came back, took this big bag, and we just filled the entire bag with cut roses, fading roses. Well, 10 minutes ago, she comes by again, and she brings me this. Rose cordial, which I'm supposed to mix with soda water. I've never had rose cordial before, so I look forward to trying that this evening. Isn't that awesome? Love this job. I'm bringing to order the very first staff meeting ever.
I really like those tall blue or purple.
Well, then I expect you to go read the tag and learn the name. Those tall purple things, you know? What kind of gardener are you, man? Now you've been documented as like, oh, tall purple.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I actually decided to make this meeting because Megan's away. This is kind of a weird opportunity we've got here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, before I get to the main point of this meeting, I want to acknowledge someone here. When the old gardener, Roger, suddenly quit,
R.I.P.
right? And then, yeah, R.I.P. Roger, then that's his chair. Suddenly quit by text at the beginning of planting season. And then Mari got stuck in Japan for what, 2 months? No, but
yeah,
extra.
2 months.
2 months extra, right?
1 month and a half.
Oh.
All right, for 6 weeks in Japan, not helping us in the garden here when we needed you, and then you take off like at the peak of planting season. Like I gotta go to Ecuador for 2 months. So it leaves us with Baird here, who has carried a heavy load. Wow. Yeah. So hats off to you, Baird. Yeah. But all right, so here's my picture of what's going on right now at this moment. Megan's away. She hasn't seen the latest developments in the garden. And like, if she came home next week and went, you know, this is like the nicest garden I've seen in the last 2 weeks, and I've been on a garden tour,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then whatever we're doing here is totally justified. So, Wild West. Well, I think that concludes our very first ever staff meeting of the Yet Landscapes. Making sound effects for you. Honeysuckle, wild grapes. Such a show. Look at that. Just amazing. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic against the grapes. Oh, look at these wild roses. So pretty. What a bed. These guys deserve a medal. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Well, they don't last very long. They'll be gone next week. But let's enjoy them for now, hey? Wow. So nice. All right, so behind me up that hill is those gorgeous hollyhocks. And just down the hill from those hollyhocks is this amazing location. We're on the seawall down at Sunset Beach, and I'm with my friend Rami, who happens to have a couple paddle boards, and we're gonna go paddleboarding tonight. We're in English Bay. It's a pretty busy night. Lots of people on the beach. You can see the Vancouver Inukshuk right there. Yeah, it's a beautiful night. And Ramey's paddling off into the sunset, so I better go catch him. So Ramey, thanks so much for inviting me out here. This is awesome.
You're always welcome, Eric, anytime.
What got you started paddleboarding?
I needed something to do when it was flat in Mexico, when there were no waves to surf. So I thought, hey, at least I'm out in the water. Doesn't replace surfing, but I'm out in the water getting some exercise.
And how many times have you been out this year?
Ooh, about 15 or so, 10 to 15 times.
Nice. Anywhere you love to paddleboard, or is this the spot?
Here, Deep Cove. What is it? Portal Cove is nice. Oh, I'm getting around here. Portal Cove can be fun. Since this is so close to home and it's so beautiful.
Awesome.
I do like coming out here.
Awesome. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Arts Factory. This is where I keep my studio. I share this space with my friend. I've been a member of the Arts Factory since it opened in 2015. One of the founding members. There's now 20 of us, and I'll give you a tour in a second. But let me just talk about this first. It's early Saturday morning. I'm able to carve out maybe 3 hours to work on this painting of mine. At this time in the summer, when I'm very busy with the landscaping, I'm here 3 times a week. And during the winter, when it's slower, I can come probably twice that if I'm lucky. There's my family, which is the highest priority, then there's work, then there's art. And you know, this business is a luxury. You're very, very lucky to be able to do it, and to keep it up, you have to, in most cases, have something else on the side, which is landscaping, which I love. I love the landscaping. It's very satisfying and healthy. And this is actually a great balanced combination. But my production level is not as high as some people. In fact, we're halfway through 2023 now, and I can say that I've done this painting, which is pretty close to done. This fountain that you see down here on the bottom left, pardon me, I'm sort of experimenting with hyperview, which is more like a fisheye lens, so you can see the whole space, but I'll switch to regular view when I give you a tour of the Arts Factory. But you can see on this corner there's a working fountain that was finished this year, and in this corner there's a working fountain that was finished this year. You saw the Napoleon Ras fountain that I installed last week, which I consider work done in 2023, and also this one painting for the whole year. Now it is a complicated painting. I'm still going to add some more people in here. It's a depiction of a real scene in India, in Varanasi, on the river Ganges, where you know, the burning ghats are. I've taken them out of that because that wasn't kind of the atmosphere I was trying to capture. I'm trying to create the sense of heat and wind. It's a pretty windy day. So and also various people in casual poses, communicating with each other, not in a rush. That was one of my favorite aspects of India, is people didn't have such a rush on all the time. Well, I switched back to regular view from fisheye and showing you the work of my studio mate, Mari Torzani. And she is Japanese and has been sort of working with Japanese imagery. I believe that painting on the bottom is a map, or at least the view of Japan from above. Then above her work is mine, way up near the ceiling. That's my partner and my daughter snorkeling. I do a lot of underwater work. You can see these 3 from a reef off of Cuba. And there's another couple pieces, and then a flying fish. Then I've got some sculpture here. My Varanasi painting, which you can get a better view of now. Behind it is a outdoor sculpture titled Sea Goddess. It's on those steel footings to keep it off the ground so it doesn't rot, but it's built very strong. Here's the fountain, maybe in a better perspective than fisheye, and painting above it based on a real place called Hampi, also in India. This is my Indian corner. There is a small cow sleeping underneath it, made from ceramic. And her partner is behind the painting here. Only because I've been using him as a model for this little guy in the bottom of the painting. Okay, so let's go visit my studio mates in the rest of the arts factory. Andrea's place is usually much messier than this. This is very neat. But she does this amazing work on scratchboard. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I like her scratchboard work a lot. And this artist hasn't been here in a while. Some people drop out, some people are here a lot. This is also an active felter. She works in felt and does all kinds of interesting clothing for women. Here's another felter who does more sculptural work. Another fabric artist over here, I would say a sculptor as well, does a lot of 3D work. Here's a painter who sort of specializes in kind of a creepy theme. I love her work a lot. It's kind of fun and interesting and weird and all that. Here's a piece she's working on. Next to her is also a really good painter. At least I like her work a lot. I think that's Juliette Binoche at the bottom. I'm not quite sure why, but I do remember that movie. That was fun. Okay, let's go take a look at the other half of the studios. Right here we have Sarah, who does commentary on social media. She has the tiniest space in the whole arts factory, and she just keeps it jammed full of work. She's even got stuff above, way up high on the ceiling. And looks like people have arrived. Well, we may have to end this abruptly. Here's a sculptor who works in ceramic. Here's a painter who is a pretty new member of the arts factory. I love her work a lot. It's beautiful. And here across the way is one of the original arts factory members, Vanessa. I haven't seen her recent work in a while. It looks like she's working on this one on the floor. Look at that floor, eh? Real artist studio. I love this place so much. Okay, and we have this crazy gentleman in front of Kat's space. She does a lot of famous people. Looks like Einstein there with a pipe in his mouth. Then over here we have two people sharing a space, Catherine and Anna. Catherine's on the left. Anna I haven't seen in a couple years, I think. But their space looks nice. And here's a couple who share this space. I haven't seen him in ages, but she comes pretty regularly. That's a beautiful new painting. Very abstract. And that's it. So yeah, one of my favorite places in the world. I love it when I make it here. And once a year in November, we have an exhibition open to the public. We usually get, I don't know, like, I would say 2,000, 3,000 people through here. It's fun. All right, I think that pretty much is enough, hey? Oh, one last thing. A lot of my work is done outdoors. These are various pieces that I put in public spaces over the years. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. That's all I got to show you. Until next time.